Today we're making my grandmother's Chelsea stew, and she made this when she had a visitor from England, and it's one of my all-time favorite dishes. And the macros for this are 558 calories per portion, 63 grams of proteins, 126 grams of carbs, and 26 grams of fat. And as usual, we're gonna start off by cutting off the membrane from the meat because that's not gonna render down, so we want to remove that. And I'm using beef knuckle for this, and that's quite a lean cut. So what we want to do is we want to cut this in fairly small pieces, otherwise they will become very dry. But if we keep them small and boil them for a long time, they're gonna loosen up and absorb some of that moisture and be great. However, my planning was very poor, so this is semi-frozen. So since my meat was semi-frozen, I didn't want to cut. I wanted to cut as little as possible just to save some sharpness in my knives. So they're a bit bigger than what's optimal. We're gonna add some salt to this, and this is a curry-based dish, which means I know it's gonna be different depending on where you live, since curries are not the same all over the world. But hopefully, wherever you live, this is gonna be something that's fairly similar to what it is for me. First of all, we're gonna start with 15 grams of butter. 3 tablespoons of curry, and we're just gonna sear that a while, and then we're gonna sear the meat, and we want to brown the meat, but since my meat is semi-frozen, that's not gonna be super easy, so hopefully this will go better for you. Then we're gonna cut 3 carrots, just diced them, nothing special. And if you ever try one of my recipes, this is the one I hope you try, because it's one of my favorites, and what makes this special is that we're gonna use ground carnation eventually. And this is really easy to make. It's a bit of prep work, takes maybe 10-15 minutes, and then it's just passive for 2 to 3 hours, just to leave it on the stove. And then we want to roughly chop 2 onions. There's no need for anything fancy, they're gonna break down during the cooking process, so medium chunks are fine. And then we're gonna peel 5 cloves of garlic. Then simply add our ingredients to our pot. We're gonna start off with the onion, add our garlic, we're gonna crush the garlic into our pot. We're gonna add our carrots, and then we're gonna add 800 grams of crushed tomatoes. I used to do 500, but then inflation happened and the packs got a lot smaller, so I upgraded to 2. If yours are roughly 500, I think that will be fine. 1 tablespoon of vinegar, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 1 tablespoon of soy. Then we're gonna get to what actually makes this special, and we're gonna be adding 1 milliliter or 1 generous spice measure, I think it's called, of ground carnation. And this is what actually set this dish apart and makes it very special. So if you try one of my recipes, I hope this is the one you try. I prefer to have this with rice, and for my rice servings I usually do for 65 grams of white rice. And that's it. All we need to do now is leave this for 2 to 3 hours, let the boil down so that it breaks apart, and when it does, it's basically done. You can reduce it so that the sauce is thick enough for your liking, and that's it. It's that simple. So as I said, this is something my grandmother used to make me when I was a kid, and I really like it. I very much hope you try it, and if you do, I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.